While I was scrolling through Reddit, I discovered a really weird ARG on YouTube titled WKAL. The videos appear to be made, or at least posted, by a YouTuber named Kyle Wall, a seemingly normal person uploading content about games they've played in the past. So why is there a collection of 7 weird and outright creepy videos posted to a channel devoted to comedy and game reviews? Hi, I'm Teddy, and I cover obscure horror games and ARGs that nobody talks about. In today's video, we'll be diving into WKAL, an internet ARG like no other, and try to decode exactly what it's trying to tell us. Before this video starts, I do just want to mention that I have a Discord channel that you guys can join. The link will be in the description. You'll get the opportunity to chat with me and other members of the community about any horror-related content, upcoming games, as well as lore and theories of old ARGs. Don't forget to like the video so I can beat the algorithm, and if you like my content, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on my latest videos. Anyways, let's get right into WKAL and try to uncover some of its deepest mysteries. The video you just watched is titled Bulletin 1-WKAL1, and while the video in itself seems fairly normal, it does give us some information to work with. For starters, we now know that WKAL27 appears to be a news broadcast of sorts, covering things like the weather and traffic in future tapes, but we'll get to that later. We also get the name of an old station operator, Jim Monroe, as the station wishes him a happy retirement. I feel like this is important to the underlying story here, as it may give us some insight as to who the story will be following. At around the 14-second mark, we briefly catch a glimpse of text on screen before the video glitches out into static. The text mentions the 4th of July, which happens to be the title of tape number 3. Other than that, the clip is very short, mentioning a few videos in the playlist that are coming up next, like Weather 1 and Traffic 1, but not giving too much context in the way of the overall story. Video 2, titled Weather 1 WKAL2, is much like Bulletin 1, conveying very little information. However, it may give us a very important date. Halfway through the video, we see the weather reports for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but as the video continues to play, there's another screen glitch, flashing a dark image on Thursday's date, which just so happens to be July 4th. Now, from what I can see, it's very hard to make out exactly what's being depicted. To me, it looks like either a company logo or a group of trees. Either way, we now know that something strange happened on July 4th. But what? After that, the video plays out like normal, at least until the very end, where we get a 3-second clip of some sort of light-colored object in a dark background. For the life of me, I can't seem to make out exactly what it is, but if you have any idea as to what it could be, let me know in the comments below.
Here at WKAL27 wish all of our viewers a happy and safe 4th of July. If you're in the area, feel free to stop by the Millerstown Annual 4th of July Block Party. Being held from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., the Millerstown Block Party is always a fun time for everyone involved. WKAL27 will have our very own booth, so come stop by and have a chance at being. And don't forget to stop by the center of the festivities at 4 p.m. for the
The video titled 4th of July, WKAL 3 starts with an image of an American flag, wishing everyone a happy 4th of July before transitioning to what looks to be a 4th of July parade. The video then cuts back to an American flag, and for the first time in any of the videos, we get to hear an announcer commenting on the broadcast. He mentions a very important piece of information that we may have been missing: the Millerstown annual 4th of July block party, which indicates that this news station is airing out of Millerstown, Pennsylvania. From what I could find online, Millerstown has a clean bill of health. I couldn't find anything weird happening during its early days, so I'm going to assume that this ARG is purely based on fictional events. Afterwards, we get to hear that WKAL has a booth set up at the block party, but while telling people to come drop by, the video cuts to black, and then we see what looks like the words "Do not forget," before cutting back to the regular program. We then hear the mentioning of a special event happening at 4 p.m. before the video ends abruptly. It seems like the more answers we get, the more questions we have. What happened in Millerstown, Pennsylvania? What were we not supposed to forget? And what is the event happening at 4 p.m.? If you guys have any theories, feel free to mention them in the comments below. Traffic 1, WKAL 4 is where things start to get a little strange. The video starts off just like the previous three, informing viewers of the traffic density and reminding people that traffic may be heavy during the 4th of July. This is most likely because of the parade that we saw and the block party which was mentioned in WKAL 3. The broadcast cuts to black multiple times before providing some clips of the live traffic camera feeds. The feed gives us a very special location, Interstate 81, which runs through the Appalachian Mountains, a place where numerous unexplained phenomena have occurred. These mountains have been around since before Pangea, and many speculate that supernatural creatures are said to roam the forests and are intimately tied to the landscape. After searching Google Maps, I found that Interstate 81 turns off into Highway 22, which leads directly to Millerstown. Also close by is the infamous red-covered bridge, also known as Crybaby Bridge due to the tragic legend of a woman throwing her baby off the railing due to her husband's desertion, proceeding to hang herself off the bridge. This can't be a coincidence. With all these legends and rumors surrounding the area, there has to be something deeper going on here. The rest of the video continues as normal, with some screen glitches and static, ending without giving any other context or clue as to what might be going on. This is when things start to take a very weird turn. The next two videos are simply titled with question marks, and almost provide zero context or relevance to the overarching story. However, both videos seem to be connected, so I will play them both in order to get the full picture. The first video of the two showed the dashcam footage of a vehicle driving around what looks to be a rural town while listening to classic rock hits. What's really creepy is the last few words that play before the radio starts to glitch out.
I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost.
This leads me to believe that there is some kind of paranormal activity happening, although it's highly speculative and there's not much evidence to support it. After the radio goes silent, we hear a voice start to come through, although it's hard to say exactly what it's saying. I'll insert the clip again so you guys can determine for yourselves what you think you hear.
Many others. No one can understand this remote unease.
Afterwards, the driver parks his car somewhere remote and proceeds to exit the vehicle, walking into the woods before the camera distorts and fades to black. The reason I believe 5 and 6 are connected is because in WKAL 6, we see someone rushing through the wilderness, almost in a panic. It would make sense that it's the same person from the vehicle, as we see them walk into the woods before the video ends. If this is true, I can only speculate as to what happened to them, as partway through, the video cuts to a computerized sounding voice repeating what sounds to be a poem of sorts. May the sun rise, may the sky fall, may your memory stay crystallized, forever in one moment, never to live, never to die, may the sky rise, may the sun fall. I tried looking this up as I thought it might be a poem written by someone, however, I couldn't find it anywhere. While I do believe this has some form of deeper meaning in the context of the story, I'm not exactly sure what it may be. The poem seems to be mourning the loss of someone, or at least something. What or who that might be, I have no clue. The video then cuts to what looks like a camera falling to Earth from the sky. We hear wind rushing by and see clouds filling the air, lit up by a golden sun, only to fade back into darkness as the video cuts to black.
Halloween is upon us once again. Make sure you're stocked up on all the spookiest decorations and sweetest treats to delight this year's round of trick-or-treaters. Trick-or-treating will take place on Friday, October 29th, so be sure to plan accordingly. Parents, be sure to check each piece of your child's candy before consumption, as police...
Something is lost. Nothing to gain. Trying to find it in a losing man's game. If that is true, then I will not lose again. That I can promise you. While the sky is still.
Bring the whole family down to the town square to witness a screening of the 1974 classic Young Frankenstein. Square screening of the 1966 to witness a classic. It's the great family down to the town square to witness a screening of the 1966 classic. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. The movie will begin at
Halloween 82 is the last video in the playlist, and by far the creepiest and most obscure. It seems to start off as a regular broadcast, wishing everyone a happy Halloween. This is when we see that WKAL 27 has partnered with the Millerstown Police, as there is concern that some candy may contain razor blades. This is when the video cuts back to that same voice we heard in WKAL 6, reciting lines almost in the form of a song. Something is lost, nothing to gain. Trying to find it in a losing man's game. If that is true, then I will not lose again. That I can promise you, while the sky is still blue. The video then glitches with distortion, returning to the regular broadcast, talking about the town movie night in Town Square. The announcer originally mentioning the 1974 classic Young Frankenstein, before glitching out multiple times and changing to the 1966 classic It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. And just like that, the color fades and the video cuts to black. WKAL is a strange, unsettling puzzle wrapped in VHS static encrypted broadcasts, blending real-world geography with haunting fiction. From subtle glitches to bizarre poetry, each tape layers another question onto the last, pulling us deeper into its twisted narrative. Whether it's the oddly specific Millerstown setting, the recurring dates, or the surreal voice transmissions, WKAL feels like a forgotten broadcast from another world, one that's desperate to be remembered. Whatever the truth behind these tapes may be, one thing's for sure: WKAL isn't just an ARG, it's a warning buried in static. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Rotten Dive. I put a lot of effort into this video, so if you liked it, feel free to hit the like button so that it gets my video out to more people that are just like you. If you want to stay updated on when I upload, make sure to subscribe and turn on push notifications to receive instant notifications when a video goes up. Hope you guys had a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.